3 albums in and offering,
Yes.
you know, there's a great range of diversity throughout this one.
I hope so.
And I wanted to start by asking you, I mean, you know, for this body of work, yourself and Madeline, you've mentioned that, you know, you have this natural chemistry that comes into play, and you kind of just complement each other so well. Was that instinctual kind of, you know, element the one that kind of allowed you guys to excel?
I think so. Well, I just think more it's like neither of us would be making music if we weren't making it with each other. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at the time that we started the band, neither of us like were in bands or had ever been in bands before. Like music was something that was like a kind of a secret like dream hobby, you know? Like all my friends were in bands, but I never like, you know, they never asked me to play with them. So we when we started making music, it was definitely like unambitious. It was just like, you know, we had like an idea and a conversation, and actually a friend of ours had just like written a riff that I thought was cool, and I was messing around with it and like sampling it, and then she just started like singing some stuff like as a joke, and I was like, wait, that's really cool, you know? But more than that, it's like, you know, we inspire each other to have confidence in like what we're doing. Like we're also brutally honest with each other.
One of the differences this time around was that you both took time off, kind of, you know, kind of to reset, and you had more to write about, a lot more personal themes coming into play. I mean, what was it like, you know, getting away from your daily surroundings and doing that?
It was really gratifying. I mean, you know, there was 2 years between the first record and the second record, and in those 2 years I think we probably played 300 shows and recorded an album and did all the other things that you have to do in between that, and then we toured for around 2 years on the next one. So for like 6 months, when we finally got home, we just realized we didn't have homes and that we didn't really like know our friends that well, and we both like, you know, like found love and like all the things you need to like be you know, a person in the world.
Tell me about I Took Your Picture. I mean, you know, what are the origins of this track? I mean, for yourself, what kind of sentiment does it carry?
For well, I love that song, and like that was one that like started with I mean, like kind of all my, I guess a lot of my favorite songs that we've done started with like a bass line, and then like filled in like drums. Like bass is like the instrument that I'm most comfortable on. I can kind of cheat my way through everything else, but I like the bass is my favorite, which is ironic because I've never played bass in this band live. But yeah, then I don't know. I thought it was like kind of a fun, like just like bouncy feel, and then Madeline brought these like lyrics and melodies to it that just I still kind of like blew me away. It's still my favorite lyric on the record. I think the like and kind of sums it all up. It's like it's tinge of blue to the end, left our hearts with regrets. I'm learning. You know, and that's like the I'm learning element is like kind of what we're trying to get across on every song, you know.
Tell me about Good Religion. I mean, you know, what was it like to flesh out this track? What do you recall in bringing it and, you know, layering this one in particular?
That one kind of started as a joke. Like I was just sitting at the piano playing like some like kind of like goofy, like, you know, like Beach Boys, like goofy Paul McCartney chords, you know what I mean? But this piano was like it was like an old upright, and it was like kind of out of tune, and it sounded so just classic of that time, you know what I mean? So just the chords just like kind of come out of you, you know. And our like engineer Shane was like, "That's actually really cool. Like, let's start like working with that." And like the melody for that was a labor of love. It took forever because the chords, there's like 7 chords in the verse, so like you gotta go like, you know, up, down, and all around. Yeah, I don't know. I think that like I was surprised by the lyrics for that one too, but I think, you know, obviously religion has been a theme with this band.
One of the factors that does come into play that has been a restriction for you is overthinking. Do you feel, over the course of 3 albums that you've kind of beat that restriction, that kind of block?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot better. I mean, we've already written. I mean, we wrote over 4 hours of music for this record. So if we want to go backwards, we will be fine to have a lot of things to pull from. But we've already written some new songs for the new record, and we're actually doing this is a secret, but we're doing like a covers record that should be coming out in the spring that I'm really excited about. But we feel we're like. I feel like that's always been I'm a natural procrastinator. So I like to just, do nothing until doing nothing hurts, and then just work like crazy until I do nothing again. And right now I'm in a spot where working like crazy feels really good.
Speaking of crazy, I understand you're a huge collector of keyboards, even if it's going on Craigslist and just,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is that obsession still going on?
I've gotten better. I am selling a lot of things. I'm more obsessed. I don't know. I'm obsessed now with I'm more into software. Weirdly, once I can talk keyboards for days. But once you've kind of got a few good things, you start to think well. Okay, that's the keyboard that Pink Floyd used, and that's the, keyboard that Yes used, and then you think what would Yes use if they were around today? You know what I mean?
Precisely. Yeah.
And you even go see their shows. They're using brand new keyboards. They're not using the old ones. They're not dragging those things around. So there's a lot of stuff with wavetables and granular synthesis and things you can do now on a computer that you can never do, even 5 years ago. And I'm trying to dig into that world and explore that more, but it's just not as fun because you're just staring at your computer all day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, speaking of obsession, I understand Madeline has got quite an obsession with tea, and PG Tips is a big thing here in the UK.
Is this a Nardwar interview? I feel like you're getting behind the curtain here.
Has she had a fill of PG Tips while she's been in the UK?
I think she brought some with her, but yes, that's she would go to Costco and just get these. I didn't even know they probably half the tea they threw off the boat in Boston, just freaking gigantic containers. But it's so weird. She won't drink coffee. She says coffee is too much caffeine for me. But then she'll have 5 teas. I'm how? I don't know.
Does Madeline's father still take credit for Go Outside, knowing that he?
Oh yeah. Danny's up on that one. Yeah, but he also takes ownership of the fact that he told her when she was a kid that music would never be a viable career. He's like, you'll never stop doing music. That's not gonna work out for you. But he's a really nice guy. He wasn't trying to be rude, but he admitted, around the first album, he's well, I'm wrong.
What would you say is your biggest drive? Is it just a desire to kind of recreate and redefine yourself and push the boundaries in that kind of way?
I don't know. I think the biggest drive is that we enjoy doing it. If it ever stopped being fun, we wouldn't do it anymore. I have a personal goal that we're gonna make 6 albums. That's my number. That's my dream. I feel like the Beatles made 6 great albums. That if we can get there, then I'll feel like we've reached the destination that we set out for.